Save space. Save space. Okay, I think we're ready. I just want to look at that and how I'll write that for you guys. Okay, we're ready to start. It's already rolling? It's a Brittany.
This is, get you comfortable.
Right. Alright, hi guys. So I said I was going to try a very interesting way to make this video, and I'm excited. I have my friends here, and just going to show you basically how to plan your year. Somebody said that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So yeah, I'm just going to be showing you basically on the board. I know that this captures the whole board, if I remember well. It does. So yeah, I want to show you a basic way to plan your year, and it would really reveal to you why some people don't really pull through with their New Year resolutions or anything that they plan. And it's really because of the way they work the things that they do, right? So let me see, will this extend all the way? Yeah, it will. It probably will. I like to write without it. Would you just love editing this? Alright, let me show you. I want to be able to move to the board without my laptop just crashing to me and telling me that I have to pay some money. Yeah, don't worry. Don't you just love this? What's going on here?
Just pull it. You want
It'll be fine.
You probably pull that that's
Oh,
closer
the
to
desk?
you.
I think it'll be fine with this way though. Alright, so the basic system, how I plan my year and stuff, right? The basic way that I do a lot of this is based on my simple quote as to, if you just say what without saying how, you're going to ask yourself why it didn't happen. Bars, mic drop. Okay, so it's a simple system. Alright, the first, how do I want to do this? You have to say first, what? That's a very big W though. How? And then lifestyle statement. Once you have these three, you'll be very, very happy with yourself. Under your what, basically, you have all the goals that you want to put in. These people disturb my record. Basically, you put all the things that you want, right? So, spiritual goals, I call it SG. Physical goals, PG. I have a number here actually, so I should probably minimize what I'm writing. AG, academic goals / work goals. Financial goals, right? Social goals and family goals. Social goals and then family goals. Well, good. I hope that looks beautiful. So basically, the average person, when they're planning their year, this is all they have. A bunch of what's. Is that rolling?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you can see the board here.
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, most people, what they just have is this, right? They have something like this, and they usually just say, New Year resolution, I want to be closer to God this year. That's under what? Spiritual goal. Question, how? They've never answered it. Most people don't. Oh, I want to make 100K this year. Financial goal. Question, how? I just want to make 100K. How? Okay, so that's what the thing is, right? But I basically gave you these categories because they would help you when you're planning, and you need to have a lifestyle statement for each one. You can literally plan it. I think I started using this like in 2019, so it was really helpful. Okay, so for this example, give me a name. I have Freddie here. Do you want me to change the name? Correct. Come on, people. So let's talk about a guy named Freddie. I think it gets all the way to here, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay. Guy, I want to be a teacher. Look at the handwriting. Anyway, you have a guy named Freddie. Okay? And the scenario I have here for Freddie is this. Freddie basically is a Christian. Okay? He's a Christian. Oh, what did I just do? Anyway. Freddie basically is a Christian. Okay? He desires to grow in God. What? You're mocking my Christian? I'm trying. Are you serious? Freddie basically is a Christian. Right? Freddie is a Christian. He desires to grow in God. He comes from a family of 4. You can imagine why I'm creating this so that you can try and put it with your family. He comes from a family of 4, one brother. He has one brother and 2 sisters. That's how they are 4. He's an engineering student, right? And he has interests in business. Okay, precisely a car company eventually. So he's trying to go on some kind of Elon Musk kind of thing, right? And yeah, next time maybe I'll ask you for a scenario and that you want to create. My point is, this is the typical person. They have goals. They're Christian. What do you want for this year, 2022? Oh, I want to grow in God. I want to do this. I want to be closer to God this year. Question: how? What does closer to God look like? The more precise your plan can be, the better for you. The more you can actually relate with the actual information there. You can relate with it. Like, what does closer to God look like? Or is it where every 5 seconds you see an angel? Is it where, every something you feel an anointing? Like, what does closer to God feel like? Is that being more loving? So should you maybe better describe it as? Because closer to God is a very vague concept. My point is that it's just vague. Closer to God. In reality of the New Testament, you really can't be closer to God. The idea of being close to something is that thing is separate from you. For example, right now, my laptop, which I've detached, my laptop is close to me. If this laptop were inside of me, somehow put into me like some kind of mega chip, I cannot be close. You see how I'm giving you like slides? I cannot be close to my laptop because the laptop is inside of me. This is more than proximity. The Bible tells us that we are in Christ and Christ is in us. In English, based on like common sense, it's not possible. That is the worst use of preposition ever. How can something be inside and the thing that it is inside is also inside it? Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. My point is that you are so glued to God. You're so like in Him and He's inside you. There's no way it makes sense. My point is that's just how close you are. You cannot be any closer. So when you say I want to be closer to God this year, it's a very vague concept. And in reality, it's not even a thing. So the question is, what does being closer to God mean? So I said that Freddie is a Christian. He's an engineer. Okay, I want you to mark that. He's interested in a car company. All right. He wants to make 100K this year. Very funky goal. What else? What other goals can you attach to Freddie? Side skill, hobby.
Tennis.
Tennis. And then give me like a talent or something. He wants to learn how to sing. All this is Freddie's goals. Most people just say, I want to this, I want to this, I want to this. What are 3 things, 5 things, 10 things you want from God? Nonsense. He needs to learn something more effective. Right? Christian, he wants to go up, spiritual life. So what's that? I gave you categories. For some of you, you may have more goals than this, right? But these are some of the categories I use. I don't think I really go beyond this. Right? So first, spiritual goal. One of the videos, I've not released it yet, but by the time this comes up, it would have been released. It's a video. You get me? Yeah, ahead of me. You get me? You get me? So, one of the things, spiritual goals. I said that I gave basically two plans that you can go on for this year. Okay? Because Jesus said in the garden something about what? 30-30. Well, basically, Jesus said, he was disappointed in his disciples because they couldn't pray with him for 1 hour. And he said, could you not pray with me even just 1 hour? So, Angel used that to say that, okay, the minimum prayer time is 1 hour. That's just a stylish way he put it. The point is that your spiritual growth is predicated upon 2 things only. The Word of God and prayer. Finish, period. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. It's only this. That's all there is. It doesn't really get beyond that. If you get to a certain point spiritually, it's still this. The same, I tell people, I'm not deceived. The same ladder that brought me to where I am right now is the same ladder that's going to take me there. The Word of God and prayer. This is what made me. I know the year, I know the time, I know the month, okay, and what it was like. Literally 2019, August, I was in America, Houston, Texas to be precise. Maybe I shouldn't have been done, But the point is this. I was there. I remember while everybody was playing games and doing whatnot, I was day in, day out in the Word of God, I kid you not. And that's when I had the most that's when I had the most touching encounters of my life, right? Those are the things that really shaped me. I remember, bro, the point it was a great period. It's based on this. And Acts chapter 6, the apostle said, we'll give ourselves continually to the ministry of the word and prayer. So Freddie, instead of just writing, I want to be closer to God, right? He should say something with better propositions as we already established. Maybe, I don't know, I want to grow spiritually this year. And he should pick one of the plans, the word of God and prayer. He should even get more precise and say, okay, I want a morning routine that includes, I don't know, maybe he wants to go on the 30-30 plan. So 30 minutes in the word and 30 minutes in prayer. What's that? The 1 hour that Jesus talked about. And the second plan I gave when you want to elevate that to the next level is that you do 1 hour, 1 hour. So 1 hour in the word, 1 hour in prayer. This is a plan. Alright? And we'll get to this. But I'm just trying to show you how to plan your year. Next thing, physical goals. Okay, Freddie currently weighs 65 kg. Okay? And he's heard about his friend Njekwa, and he's interested in his physical health, and all of a sudden he wants to add at least like 20 kg. So he wants to weigh 85 kg. What does Uncle have to do? 2 things. Look, I'm no health expert, physiotherapist, but I look good. So he needs to eat, and he needs to what? Work out, period. I don't know, like, if you want, go and shake some protein or protein some shake, and you're on your own. But he needs that. He said that, okay? And he needs to get precise. Maybe gym 3 times a week. I just want you to see that. Academic goals. He's an engineering student. Obviously, he's got African parents. He wants that first class. So no roast to anybody, okay? And work goals. This is car company thing. I just squashed this here because of the board. But his work goals, right? This car company is an eventual thing. But obviously, if he's going to be very good, he needs to start doing some research and reading around this. Maybe he should consider following the right Twitter pages, reading articles, right? He needs to, all of this is under research. That's what I'm trying to show you. All of that is under research. All of a sudden, this looks achievable, this car company thing. He needs to be interesting himself. Maybe even getting involved in societies that are interested in that kind of thing, right? Subscribe to something. Financial goal, 100K a year. What's his plan? Uncle is a uni student. He doesn't realize. My point is, by the time you see this and you do all the house, you know if it's truly achievable. You know if these goals are really achievable. Financial goal, 100K, bro. You do your research. The average salary, I mean, even a training solicitor that just like finished blah blah blah. My guys on like, I don't know, 30 something K, 40 something K. That's just like because I'm a law student. What do you think an engineer thing? My guy's on something like 20K. He has to really do something to get there. My point is his degree is maybe not the chance that he has of getting this 100K. Maybe he's thinking to get into Forex or find some way to invest his money or start investing. But I don't know, I really doubt his 100K goal. Already looking at some of the madness he's trying to get on, okay? This is his social goal. Now, his social goals, remember, bad company ruins or corrupts good manners. His social goal, in light of all of this, Uncle said he wants to make more friends. Do you think he can get more specific in light of his goals? He definitely should. You should probably get some gym buddies for inspiration. Gym bud. What else should Uncle get? Social goals. People interested in cars. Car gurus. Wow, wonky. Somebody should call the police, please. Why are you laughing, Jack? Car gurus. That was even worse. Okay, so you should be around that kind of people, and probably church as well. Okay. Well, Uncle gets into the gym. That's his only business. On Sunday, you're lifting weights. What's the last thing? Family goals. Remember, he comes from a family of 4. One brother, and rumors have come around that he happens to be fighting his younger brother a lot, his second borns, firstborns, all the time. So he happens to be fighting a lot, and he keeps shouting at the younger sister. He keeps shouting at the younger sister too much, right? So uncle needs some fruits of the spirit, patience, and what? What else does uncle need? Self-control. Self-control. So he needs to develop those because he wants to be a better sibling. Okay? Now, my point is, he's basically organized his year. This already puts you in a better position than most people. We didn't even talk about tennis and singing. That's all going to come somewhere here, right? With his social goals around what he's going to get involved in. But I think he's already taken up a lot for himself. Remember, you only have what? 24 hours. Jesus, man. You only have 24 hours. If uncle really wants to work out and whatnot, what needs to happen to uncle? At least 7 hours of sleep. I work out, children. Let's be real. 7 hours of sleep. How many hours does he have to work? Wow, what great math.
8.
18?
Oh, no. What hours to work?
Yeah, how many hours does he have to work? I can't be wrong.
18. Oh, are you saying what's left after
Yeah.
24?
Oh.
Is it 18?
I think so.
24. 7 plus 7
Hey.
plus 7. Kilo de kilo some. Please, guys, my guy should join Math Society. Okay, so 17 hours, right? To work. He's probably going to eat. This is the optimum if he's not doing his own cooking. 3 hours, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I doubt that. I'm just trying to reduce his hours so that you see he only has 14 hours in reality. I want you to see where all these goals are going to fit in. Eventually, this is the big lifestyle statement. The best way to plan your year is almost to not plan, but to plan. The more you have, let me tell you, the more you're just going to be feeling overwhelmed. So it's not about writing too much here. I need to be this, but I can take that. It's not about that. It's one big lifestyle statement based on these. My guy has a lot. Do you know what I would write if I were him? Lifestyle statement. He needs to, the first thing will be maybe be traits and then what it looks like. Okay? I need to be disciplined. This is the place for emotion because this is your drive. Lifestyle statement. People don't define this because remember I said count the cost for the life that you want. Count the cost. Count the cost. What is it going to cost me? For the life I want, for the goals I have, I've counted the cost. I need to be disciplined. I need to throw off bad friends. Bad friends. Less banter. This is really the key thing. And I believe that the price for the life that you want is discipline, 100%. Because discipline is the no you tell yourself today for a yes tomorrow. That's how I put it to myself. Anytime, say, okay, I really want to watch something, even though I actually don't watch TV, but anytime I say I want to watch something, right? But I know it's my bedtime and I want to get up tomorrow and I've already planned tomorrow, I literally repeat to myself, discipline is the no I tell myself today for a yes tomorrow. Meaning if I say no to watching whatever I want to watch now, I get approved tomorrow. Oh, I'll have my morning routine, somebody's going to celebrate, like, you understand? So, I need to be disciplined, throw off bad friends, less banter. Based on all of this, what else? I need to be a reader. I don't know, he's just going to be making up a bunch of stuff. And the last thing is what? What it looks like. And usually here, I'm writing something like, my life looks too serious. Literally. But by the time I say it like that to myself, it's settled. Usually there, I'm writing like, I've got to be disciplined, my life looks too serious, I can't be chilling with the wrong friends, da 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 da, I have to make less phone calls, this is this. You need to you know? And to stop watching so much anime, I'm going to cry because of that. I don't know, spending that much time with God, I need to stop sleeping so late, this is this, I need to listen to my mom more, I need to have more meaningful conversations. In a lifestyle statement, you're trying to say what is the effect of the goals that I've set on me, including the emotions. You have to say it. It's going to suck, but I'm going to thank myself after 3 years. This is this. If I really maintain this, I'll be a very happy person. Da 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 da. You really express what it's going to be like. That's part of counting the cost. This is the first part of counting the cost, but this is very important. What does my lifestyle look like? For me, there are certain things. I have to talk to less people. I don't really have time to chat. I need to be more disciplined with my time. These are the kind of things that I have in my lifestyle statement. My point is, by the time you have this, you may not choose to outline it like this. You could choose maybe, I don't know, spiritual goals, underline, and you write a bunch of things, prayer goals, whatever. You know, but the point is, when you have this, this is your year. Literally. Freddy's 2022. Oh my God. What was that? Man. Alright? What do you guys think?
I love it.
Make sense? For whatever goals you have, my point is, it's likely that he would, because he's figured out some things. I need to get around some investor friends. I need to, like, he needs to, because when it's defined for yourself, then there's a sense of direction. You shouldn't just, I want to do this. The main thing is the how. And then the lifestyle statement. And you can do this multiple times within your year. Whenever you have a goal or anything you want to do for yourself, always write it in the what. State exactly how. If you can say how, you're more likely to hit it because you know what to do. The scripture in Proverbs says that to not know the way to go, something like that. That's like, let me just paraphrase it. The point is that not knowing the way is a very bad situation to be in. If you don't know the how, it's a very bad situation. I feel like I want to read it very directly because it's actually so good at what it says. Let me read it directly. So wait for the laptop to respond to me. Remember, by the time I chopped the video, it was very, very concise and nice for people to enjoy. Yep. It says, desire without knowledge is not good. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 2. Desire without knowledge of how is not good. How much more would hasty feet miss the way? They are rushing or rushing in the wrong direction. How much more would hasty feet miss the way? Let me get some more translations just so you see it. Enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. See? Let me see NIV. I'm looking for the one that says how. Yeah, desire without knowledge is not good. How much? Well, there's one that actually goes directly, and it actually just says, if you don't know how, you're in a very, very bad position and you just miss the mark. You just go off in the wrong direction. Okay? A person in a hurry makes mistakes, so don't be in a hurry. Plan this basically. Some people don't like to plan because they don't want to get discouraged if they fail. But the truth is that if you say the what and the how and the lifestyle statement, you will not fail. Because the aim is that at the end of the year, this plan can persecute you. That's the idea. And that it will be like, I didn't achieve my goals, and you're just crying. You won't be crying. You say, look, you were lazy, you didn't do this. This is the only way Uncle is going to fail. I like to hold myself accountable. I like to know that, look, Didi, the reason it didn't work is because I didn't do this directly. I like to know the fault. Because success that cannot be replicated is not success. For me, it is failure. Some people may argue. But for me, if you can't replicate it, it's not success. If I happen by chance to get something, it's not success. See, it can't be replicated. You always have to know the principle so that you can do it over and over and over again. And that consistency is what people celebrate. Oh, multi-award winning. You get the point? So this is basically how you do it. It's a very, very, very simple thing. But I want you to do it the same way. You can write your name and then write who you are, what you do, what not, the goals you have, fit them into the what, say exactly how. And maybe you don't know the how for the what that you want. That now becomes your research topic. Find out the how. Find how do I make 100K in a year? And then find out the truth. Do some comparisons like I just did. Oh, the average solicitor makes this. Like I already know for some of the things that I want to do, my degree, it's going to take time to build to the wealth that will get that. So I need to start expanding my circle. Not the one that I just want to make 100K and I find myself at the end of the year, I didn't make the 100K and I'm dead crying. Your degree was never going to do it in the first place because you never calculated it, right? And the next thing, lifestyle statement. I have to be more disciplined. I have to this. I have to change. I have to stay on my phone less. And one thing that I'll have you know above everything is this. It's time is opportunity. Time is opportunity. You have to know it. So explore time management methods, right? There's several. There's time blocking, time boxing. There's what they call that thing? Pomodoro studying technique. There's all sorts. I mean, you do your thing. I don't really follow the 10,000 ways out there. One thing for me is I do what's it called? Time boxing. Time boxing. So I say from this time to this time I'm doing this. This time to this time I'm doing this. This time I'm doing this. And this. It's just accountable. It's just more accountable. Because usually I'll be able to know what I cannot fit in the day realistically. Realistically. Maybe should I preach a bit of that gospel to you for a bit? Okay, say in a day I chose, I'm gonna wipe this. I'm gonna wipe a bit of it. Should I wipe out the how and just do it there? Everything. Oh gosh. So that it's not give somebody OCD.
Yeah.
All these teachers I remember. I'll show you why. So there's different techniques that people. I shouldn't start preaching it. Woo. All right, great.
OCD for real. I was gonna say he's gonna miss it.
Well, so yeah, there are different techniques people use with their time and whatnot, but I'm not going to list out a bunch of them. There's lots of articles you can read. I've read many articles. I've been very vexed at how I manage my time separately, and I just try different things and whatnot. So yeah, but I just use what's it called? Time blocking and time boxing are kind of like the same thing. So I don't know which one. I'm just going to say TB. And the reason I just like it, whether it's blocking or boxing. So for my time, usually, the obvious things I use, there's the calendar, there's the to-do list, kinda, and then there's the alarm at certain points, and stuff. Okay, and the reason I don't plan directly into my calendar is because sometimes I don't know the exact dates that something may fall on, or the exact hour, You know, because on your calendar, you actually pick the exact time thing. Like you actually say 4 p.m. on the 14th of this. Sometimes I don't know. So usually when I want to plan my day, I just look into my calendar and to have a bunch of stuff there, right? That okay, this is going to happen on this day, right? But the point is, at the end of the day, say let me show you a typical day, right? Let's pick Monday. On Monday, and you can read there are many articles that tell you the reason for this and how this may help you, right? Let's say Monday, give me a simple to-do list. I have a lecture at 9. What else? Seminar. What time?
2 to 4.
At 2 p.m.
Sorry, 2 to 3 p.m.
At 2 p.m. for an hour. What else? I want to go to Aldi. I want to make my hair.
Yikes.
I want to what else? Gym. And what else? Cook.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It sounds like it, right? Let me tell you something. I already know you're not going to be able to do all of this. And some people, they carry a to-do list, and you think you're going to succeed in life like this? That's such a mean thing to say. No, the point is, you can't really do all of this, especially if, say, you had something like you want to study as well. Because most people, like,
yeah, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying. Most people, like, they have these goals. Remember that when we calculated the 24, we moved sleep first, because sleep is very important, right? To health, whatnot, we had 17. After that, we just did the fake lunch thing, right? Eventually, you just have 14 hours to work. Let me show you why. So typically, I would get up at 4, and I have I don't think I want to use my own kind of this thing, order on this. I don't want to complicate things for myself. Don't worry, I'm not sure too much. Give me, the average, I don't know, somebody that wakes up, some good people wake up at 6. I will not say 7. You're very terrible if you wake up. Okay, let me not say anything too much. Let me not offend. Should I use a different one? Okay. So, we're using Freddy, okay? But this time Freddy is illustrating since you said seminar instead of lab. Okay? Oh, this is terrible. What do you think? It looks terrible, no?
No, it's alright.
Okay. My guy wakes up at 6. He does his morning routine of the Word of God and prayer. It's faded, isn't it?
I can see. Oh.
Is it good there?
The 8 is a bit. Just try to press down a bit harder.
Is that? Oh, I don't like the way it's right there.
Yeah, just right there. Use the block.
This is going to be so. Don't worry. When you see the edit, it will work. So my point is, if you have this, basically, chances are you could get distracted by Instagram. You can get distracted by anything. By the time you look at any social media, respond to somebody, I promise you, like, if you just have a to-do list, you probably just do this and this. And you do a bit.
Yeah, and
you do a bit of this, but a lot of this.
Yeah, it's a cook.
This will take forever. You just be like, yeah, sorry, I can't do anything. Then I tell you to come to church, and you'll be like, I have so many things on my to-do list, TD. Just looking at you one eye. So, but when you have a plan, you learn how to block out hours. Okay, so now 6 to 8, your morning routine is not going to die. This is a start, right? And there's only one thing that's needed for time blocking to work. 6 to 8, you have this. 8, you're in transit. Okay? Obviously, when I say transit, it means you should be taking your shower, brushing, all of that kind of stuff, all to make this. Depending on where you live, you may have to shorten this or wake up earlier. Who cares? Okay? So let's say 9 to 11, you have your lecture. 11, you have this long block of time between 11 and 2. Now, usually on uni campus, you'll be there chatting with people, isn't it? Between 11 and 2, yeah, I have a seminar at 2. You know, just that hanging around. No, bro. You saw this on your thing. Go and study, bro. Now that your mind is still fresh from the morning lecture. Did you see what this helped you realize? Not randomly operating. I promise you, you're not touching Instagram. Why? Because you see your plan. So when you touch Instagram, you know why you're failing. 2 to 3, what was happening? That seminar, let's go. Okay, what's after that? Now, you're on campus. If you're like me, Aldi is close to campus. So, I'll time myself. I won't go to Aldi and act like it's vacation in Hawaii. Alright? Next part of this. Like joke, like play, we've ticked off some things, right? What's next? Why was I kneeling? I could just raise the board. Hey, Father God. When we're just too holy, we always holy shut and keep rolling. Okay. Wow, God. Is it? I hope it's in the thing. We good.
Yes, there.
Okay. So now, what do we have? Just hair,
Hair, gym, and cook.
gym, and cook. Is that it?
Yeah.
Now, chances are you don't want to carry all your luggage. You're probably going to transit home. I think that hair is going to have to die. Except if you're rich and you have some private this thing. My point is you could realize it, not prioritizing your hair because you wanted to look good for the gram. After you went on Instagram, it distracted you in the morning, remember? Now you feel your hair is your priority. But no, they told you to get, remember we were going for a first class? This is how they forget their plans. 4:30, what? We're going where? Home. Now, cooking, let me tell you, some of you have the pleasure of cutting your onions. You're still cooking like it's something. Listen, you're not a YouTuber. Cook your thing. Alright?
How do you cook? I'm just imagining you like. It must be real fast.
Bro, that's my guy. The guy that lives with me. 5:20, we jet home to when?
1:20. Why not 5 at the door?
30 minutes to get home. How long did it take us? An hour before.
Oh.
But that's being positive. Alright? 5:20. Let's say you're cooking like me. I cook multiple things at a time. Like in one night I make jollof fry. I cook like it's eternity with the hope that I will never cook again, but it never happens. Right? So about 8 hours of cooking and whatnot. So let's just put it cook. For you to wake at 6, you usually go to bed at. So probably something you should define for yourself is your sleep time and wake up time. For you to waking at 6, and we said 7 hours, meaning you go to bed around 11, is it? Alright? So you still have some time, right? 8:40. Obviously, let's just put 20 minutes for the eating. Some people want pleasure of eating. Trust me. Do you remember that you wrote in your what it looks like? You wrote your life sucks. Do you remember? You said your life is disciplined. I'm telling you guys how to win. See, this is the realist.
So you just
Eat that food, bruh. And that's when you can, while you're going through the thing, let me tell you, I don't tell you to dream big. When you want to be successful, you don't have time to enjoy it, bro. I'm telling you, 100. It's only on holiday that you can choose not to care. I'm just short, okay. We'll see the difference. Right? So from 9, so 20 minutes for eating, okay? I'll just put plus 20 there, right? And I'll call it eat, okay? The point is you could have been snacking on this, like if you're very, okay. 9 to 11, what did you have to do remaining? Gym.
But I can't imagine the gym after eating like that.
Some people would still go, but this gym may die. Based on these things you had. I'm just trying to show you how you organize your priorities. 9 to 11, bro, you're a law student. Go and study, bro. Study, and maybe in your last hour you could choose to do something else. Let me tell you a few things that you realize. This is me selling time blocking to you. When you have a timed activity, you train yourself to enjoy it while it lasts because you know that after this time you can't. When you know you have from 8 to 9 to get to school, you're not going to be there talking absolute nonsense. No. because you're hitting things at specific points. Now here's the thing. People say they don't like this because it's too much pressure. Pressure is good for you. You have to love pressure if you're really going to be big. I'm just showing you how to be big. I'm telling you the honest fact of life that people don't want to tell you. There are loads of billionaires that don't use time blocking. There are loads. But I'm saying some of the top people actually do. Like at the very, very top. Some people just, they just work, like Mark Cuban, like, yeah, however it works for you. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and I'm selling the reasons. 9 to 11, your focus. My point, it gives you a focus and a defined structure for your day. It gives you this focus and a defined structure for your day. You're hitting this at this and this and this. It really leaves no room for distraction. But the truth is, do you want the distraction though? If you counted the cost of your dream, is the distraction not the very thing we're running away from? So what's the number one price? What's the number one thing about time blocking? Discipline. And what did I define discipline to be? The no that you tell yourself today for a yes tomorrow. If you did this, how happy would you be with yourself that day? In all honesty. Does the first class look like something you need to pray and fast about now? No. But after you spend all the time on Instagram and this, now it's something to pray about, isn't it? Point is, you take to this, and the only things, and these are priorities. Who cares? Emeka is not around. You don't need to see your head. This gym is a major goal for you, but probably would not have worked with how much work. You received seminar work on this day, you received lecture work, it's not going to work. The next day you could probably plan it. When you say, look, I only have 1 hour in the gym, I have 30 minutes in the gym, it's different from randomly entering the gym at 7 p.m. When you randomly enter the gym at 7 p.m. without an exact time that you're going to cut off, bro, you take your time at the curls, you're still looking at your hands. But when you know what you're there for, it means business, bro, you're on it. Let me tell you, you may say you hate it, but I'm just telling you how to be productive. That's just it. My point is, you can always decide to have a chill day. But the point is, when you keep working like this with a sustained effort, you'll be way ahead of your peers. Way ahead. And the time that you rest, you will cherish your rest because you've been working. Some of these out. Can you see that there's no distraction? It's so focused. Right? Of course, this is a bit weak because in this transit, right, there's breakfast. Because you see this guy's only eating once today. there's breakfast, there's stuff, but you know how to incorporate your stuff. Okay, in this study, what I usually do when I know there's extra activities, I hope you can see this. I'll put something like eat here, and I just know that eat means at the top of the hour. So this just means like after 11, I'm eating, I'll eat. Obviously, you don't sleep too much on that, you'll pass it with the study time. But the good thing is, when you're eating after your lecture, you will know you're eating into study time. My point is, your failure is accountable. You can trace it.
Sure.
The reason I do this is because I can plan my day such that if I don't get a particular result, I know why. It's like I can attribute it to something. Not, I really studied for that exam. Really? Or did you just last minute, or you just doing a lot of studying and then all of a sudden, no. It's consistency. So it's your ability to continually live a scheduled life that gives you that success long term. But by the time you do it, you'll be able to fit this into other things. A few staples you may want for yourself, I call them standards. Obviously there's sleep, wake up time, if you want eating time, whatnot, stuff. I'll maybe, if you guys want, what's it called? Another video where I give some other components like a weekly time block kind of thing that gives some more help with this. I can make that, but I think this is very good thus far. But compare this with having a random to-do list. How many things went wrong here? You went on Instagram.
I see.
That was the You ate your food for too long.
Watch the movie.
You cooked for 4. You watched the movie. You did so many things that you did not need to do. They were not priority. And none of them was in line with your goals for the year. So when you find yourself after, you watch 700 and something movies, When you calculate the watch time versus your study time that year, you watched movies 10 times more than you studied. And you're asking me why you didn't get first class. Hey! Makes sense, no?
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Well done it. So, with this, you already know. Set some alarms. Probably just wake up alarm. I don't set 2,000 alarms. Train yourself. It's all discipline. The no you tell yourself to sleep, to anything, to get up. But don't try to be some crazy person. I'm sleeping 5 hours or 3 hours. You're deceiving yourself. Except if you're wired like the Rock. Forget it. Yep. But I think that's it. I think the end is there. So, some people, they plan it directly into their calendar. So they just, on your calendar, go home today, you see it. You can actually decide the hours and everything, but I find the calendar is very rigid and I don't really want to be moving out like that. Moving around my calendar like that, I don't know, because I randomly put stuff there, so it doesn't really work for me. And even looking into a calendar, you're just seeing a distressing piece of, it's just like, yo, I'm not a robot, please calm down. But with this, I'm very quick to replan, okay? So some people leave a space after this, so they plan it on a big piece of paper, on a notebook. And if, say, they caught themselves slipping between, after this, say they finished from Aldi by 6 instead, worst case scenario, because they followed a friend home and they gisted and they watched a movie, you can just tell that you really messed up. And so, I want you to be able to see the things that you didn't do and persecute yourself for why this has to go to tomorrow. This has to go to tomorrow. You've missed out on 3 good hours of studying. No, 2 good hours. You missed out on 2 good hours of study. This has to go. All because of your one decision. My point is, your failure is accountable. Like, do you understand? You can trace it. You know exactly why. So, in summary, why I like time blocking is because it shows me exactly why I pass or I fail, and it makes success replicable. It shows me the price I have to pay. It shows me what I would do. When I time block, I know that I'm working the hardest I can. This is the hardest you can work. Are you okay? This is the absolute hardest. You can't, because time is opportunity. This is the best you could based on the hours you had. With this, you don't know whether you're working your hardest or not, really. You could just be focused, but I don't know. Some people.
When do you know that you've messed up? Is it after the day you review, or is it as you go along you're ticking? Okay, you've done this.
As you're going along, you're ticking. What she asked, just in case, I think they heard it. How do you know when you messed up? I mean, to be honest, you're following things by time. You would know. You would know if you just after this, because I really, if you're gisting with your friends in between this, because you're gisting, it's normal to gist after the lecture and catch up with your friends because it's first week of school. And do you understand? This is likely what's going to happen. This will likely be messed up. But at least you know that it happened because of that. You understand? You don't have to review at the end of the day. I usually will be looking at this. I'll probably have looked at my to-do list like, did it go off?
Oh, no.
Okay. So it could, once it gets crapped at this point, like if I ever mess up, I'll just replan and plan to stick to the new plan.
And if you miss one, maybe you miss that study between 11 to 2 because of chatting, would you now move it to the 3 to 4 instead of the Audi, or you just remove that completely and then continue with the rest?
It's really up to you, but what it will help you realize is that you can't replace time.
For real.
Once it's gone, it's gone. You see, you're not trying to substitute. But that thing you're substituting, this Audi, you need to eat though. Because this Audi removal is this removal. Now you have no food in your house. Now you're stressed. Now you have hypertension. Exams are coming up soon. Then the depression comes. You don't realize it's because you never manage your time. It's May, June, it's exam season. Your New Year goals are already crashing. All because of your time. You can't cheat the process. I'm trying to preach this thing so that you really get it. It shows me why I messed up, literally. 100%. If I don't do it like this is the best I can do. If I don't do it like this, something has to go to tomorrow. But tomorrow has its own activities. It's not going to be like this. Tomorrow, you cannot come in for Bible study. There's also interruptions and calls. By the time you have a strict schedule and you set in your lifestyle that you need to avoid too many calls, and it makes sense. You understand why everything has to be done. But this is the most rigid lifestyle. Most people don't live this rigid. You understand? And I mean, suits you. But just know the greater success you want, the less distractions you can actually take. So you start to live kind of like this. The things I'm doing will not be possible if not for this. So that's why I'm just saying this is how it is. And for his gym, he will know how to fit it. And remember, he wanted to learn Forex. He wanted to learn. So he has to now relax and say, maybe this is not so achievable. I need to face one thing because I actually don't have that much time.
Wow.
So that when he's settling, he won't watch one motivational video, work, and then he'll be like, I need to do this Forex, I'm not serious. He's trying to pursue Forex, but he forgets the other priorities. You know, he would know that I'm actually doing the best I can. Mm-hmm. And when you're limited like this, when you enter Aldi, you're there on a mission. Like I said, you'll be looking through the pizzas. Which one? Which one has less? You'll be thinking about it. But I'll end this here. Any other thing people can ask me in the comments, or I can make another video. I would love to keep helping you with your time. I love to explain time. I love to teach. It's a gifting. So literally, we can always make other ones. But I hope this has helped you. If it has, definitely leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Say TTM for life. Hashtag TTM for life. Teaching you that. Yeah, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, that's it. Let's cut it off. Danke.